glad you did that actually, because that was great. And how did we do the second time? Right, and then we'll talk a little bit about that. Well, I think we had to listen more because I think we were less distracted because, and so they began to brainstorm. But what was great is, the other thing that happens is, when a ball is dropped, the impulse to pick it up is overwhelming. And we make the point that from now on, when a ball is dropped, it's just dropped. And we move on, because we realize we have to be prepared for the next ball. If I'm chasing balls like this, I'm missing the next one. And that's a metaphor that we can use in so many different ways in terms of a disappointment. Let's let go of that disappointment, or let's let go of that argument that you had at recess, because you're not going to be ready for the next thing. And I just finished a 5th grade play with 42 students at my school. And the really cool thing is they did come to me, and only one little boy dropped a line, but he made the point that I had to let the ball go, because the next line was a cue to spin the house, and I would have not gotten out the house in time. It's like he began to see that you really have to let go of the things that go wrong so you're ready for the next opportunity. And that was one of those, I was like, oh my gosh, you listen. So this is a metaphor that I think has legs as well. Because we went from being, oh, I really want to do well, to we need to do well. Which kind of sees the change. I'm going to teach you some more complexity to this game, because you could get the rock star group that can do this quite easily. But there are, and then this is great, you'll probably like this, Barbara, because it's a real brain Olympics kind of thing. So remember our ball pattern, and we can bring you, oh my gosh, look who's here, how are you? Come on in. So we'll add you to the ball pattern real quick. So Amanda will be the last person instead of me. So let's go over our pattern again, and then I'll tell you the second tier. So Barbara, Jen,
Hey, Allie, Miriam, Maya, is it you or her?
why don't you go to me?
Okay, Lisa.
And Amanda. Okay? So that's our ball pattern. Let's practice that once, and then I'm going to teach you the next step. And then you've got to come back to me. So you come back to Lisa, so I get it twice, but that's okay. Barbara.
Hey. Miriam, Maya, Lisa.
Amanda. Okay. Now I'm going to ask Barbara to start a new pattern. But instead of balls, we're going to be tossing colors. So Barbara, you would look at someone in the circle, and instead of saying their name, you would say green, or yellow, or blue. And then you would look at someone and say a new color. So we can't duplicate colors. So let's do that right now. And it has nothing to do with anything you're wearing, just any color.
Any color.
Anything.
But, and then any person?
Right, it's a brand new pattern. But it will stay the same. We're creating a new pattern. So Barbara, you'll look at someone and say,
Okay, I'm not throwing them. Gotcha.
you're throwing a color.
Blue.
Green, purple, orange, black, magenta, yellow, turquoise,
Pink? Did David say pink? Okay, there's our pattern. Let's practice that again. See if we can remember it.
Blue.
green, purple, orange, black, magenta, yellow, turquoise,
Pink. Let's do it again.
Blue.
green, purple, orange, black, magenta, yellow, turquoise,
Pink.
Blue.
green, purple,
We're going to try to do both patterns at the same time.
magenta, yellow, turquoise,
Pink.
Blue.
green,
Purple.
Allie, orange, and Miriam.
You can not say the names. That'll make it a little easier.
Okay. All right.
Black, magenta,
Pink.
yellow,
Blue.
green,
Purple. Oh.
Okay,
But we're not saying the names, okay, just one.
right. But we're throwing the ball too.
So we have two patterns.
Blue,
Green, purple, orange, black, magenta, yellow, turquoise,
Pink,
blue,
green, purple, orange, black, magenta, yellow, turquoise,
pink,
blue,
green, purple, black, orange, magenta, black, yellow, turquoise.
pink. We did it. If you want to really be tricky, you can add a third layer, which is doing the two patterns, and as a group, as a community, we walk in a circle and we have to stay equidistant the whole time. So it's like we're maintaining our structure as we're doing the two patterns. And I have worked with groups who could do this. So comments about this activity, how you might use this.
To remember names,
Yes, it's a great name game.
Yeah.
maybe in my case, teaching Spanish, teaching the colors.
Yes, I love it. Yeah.
Which language is the color?
Great. You could even, have maybe the color of the ball coincide with the color you're teaching, or it's great.
Or even in language arts class, you could use descriptive writing terms. That might be complicated, but, simile, metaphor,
Absolutely.
adjective.
Absolutely.
You can do math.
Yeah, I was thinking social studies to study presidents or countries or really anything.
Yeah.
For whatever social
Right.
studies lesson you happen to be teaching at that
Great.
time.
Like the Great Depression.
Yeah,
Yeah.
terms related to whatever
Yeah.
lesson you're learning.
It's great, just to sort of get it, Well, and I do believe that if you add this sort of the physical, it helps you remember. That's why we do name games, and add a physicalization to it.
I have a question. How the game goes with the big groups, like 25, 26 students?
It can be a challenge. One of the things I do want to suggest, and maybe this comes out of teaching for a number of years and realizing that the first time you do a game, it's not going to necessarily go the way you want it to, and that's okay. I can think of one particular 8th grade class that I feel like we never really were successful in this activity until the end of the semester, and that was just the dynamic of the class. And the kids begin to realize if we have 3 or 4 people who make the choice to not be part of the community, that's just how it is. And if anything, it gives the kids, a way to sort of deal with it or talk about it, because that can happen. That's happened in classes where I just have kids who are angry, resistant, they're having a tough time, they don't want to buy in. And then some groups can just the first day. Also, it's a way to kind of see how we're doing on any given day. I'll say, boy, on one day we can do 14 balls, on another day, okay, we are not even able to do 1 ball. What's going on with us as a group? Can we talk about that? Well, I'm so sick of so-and-so, and you realize that there's just something going on in the room. So I use it almost like a diagnostic tool to say, okay, how are we going to be able to get up and do this activity that I have planned until we can toss the ball? We've got to come to the place where we are a community. So patience, I guess, is the answer. And knowing that in the doing of it, you're learning something.